What if I told you that by the end of this video, I'm going to give you 5 words that are damn near guaranteed to make any woman wet? What would you say? Would you watch it? You probably would. You nasty boy, you. Not only make any woman wet, but also let her know that you care about her, which, come on, isn't that actually what we're trying to do? Like, that's the challenge. That's the hardest part, at least according to my partner. What does pregnancy have to do with premature ejaculation? Yeah, Caitlin, what the hell do they have to do with each other? I've never thought about those two things together at the same time before. How are they related? Well, the good news is I am here to help you out, provide you with all that information and some more. By the end of this video, I'm also going to give you the 5 key words that you need to make your woman wet when it comes to this conversation, all right? You watch all the way to the end to get those magic 5. In the meantime, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to break down the relationship between pregnancy and premature ejaculation. I'm going to talk to you about everything you need to know about birth control, the pill specifically. It's just the need to know stuff for you guys out there. And then I'm going to tie it all up and send you on your way. No worse for wear and better off for the information. How's that sound? Fair? Does that sound fair? Is it all right if I blow your mind? Do you consent to having your mind blown? If so, let's go. If you're familiar at all with my channel, thank you. If you're not, you should subscribe. And if you were, you will know that one of the major causes of premature ejaculation is performance anxiety. Performance anxiety, the fear about performing, the fear that men experience, the anxiety that men experience about and around sex with their partner. Now, what causes performance anxiety? Well, there's a whole lot of causes, but one that I find the men that I work with in my one-on-one coaching don't always think about is pregnancy scares. If you have been told across your whole life, like most men have, that they need to watch out for women and getting women pregnant, and that you were gonna ruin a girl's life if you got her pregnant, and don't make anybody suffer. And what a client said to me just today, that the whole sex talk he had with his mom was something on the lines of, don't get girls in trouble. That's gonna cause a lot of anxiety, right? Rightfully so. If you hear that, you might be thinking that you and your sex is a one-way ticket to trouble for most women. And that's going to cause a lot of anxiety. I don't care how confident you are in any other area of your life. Performance anxiety is caused by fear about sex. And the fear of getting a woman pregnant is one of the most common fears that men experience. In fact, I worked with someone whose entire performance anxiety was basically caused by a pregnancy scare that he had at the end of college. He came from a religious household, so did she. He was terrified that he had gotten her pregnant. It turns out that she wasn't pregnant, but just the fear itself caused him to still be experiencing performance anxiety 10 years later, actually more like 15 years later. That's a lot of pressure. So I'm going to give you exactly what you need to know in this video in order to at least free your mind and free your conscience of all of that guilt, because it's too much to take. Let's get something fundamentally cleared out of the way. You are responsible for birth control and preventing an unwanted or unintended pregnancy. It is not just her responsibility. Just because she's the one that can get pregnant, guess what, guys? It's your ejaculation that causes us to get pregnant, all right? Without that, there's no pregnancy. So it is a shared responsibility. It is the 21st century, and we are both responsible for preventing unplanned pregnancies. Now that we've got this out of the way, I want to share another really cool fundamental truth, which is that communicating about this will bring you closer together. You and your partner, you letting her know that you are interested, that you're taking a vested interest in preventing pregnancy is going to bring you closer with her. It's a vulnerable conversation. It can be a scary conversation, but it almost always works out to benefit your relationship. And one more truth, the less you know, the scarier things feel. That's just 100% true. Like when you're facing something that's big and scary and you don't know very much about it, you don't feel very empowered, you certainly don't feel very confident. The more information that you have, the more confident that you can be, the more confident that you are, the better lover that you are, the less premature ejaculation is going to be a problem, the more you can just have stamina and go to town and be the lover that you want to be. Ipso facto, learning more about birth control makes you a better lover, improves your relationship, makes your girl or your woman or your partner or your spouse feel more loved and cared about by you. That's a win-win-win in my book. How do we get to this magical win-win-win land, Caitlin? I'll tell you. Number one, you familiarize yourself with birth control. I'm not going to go that deep into it here because there's tons of great resources out there. Go read online different types of birth control. There's great websites. You can go to Planned Parenthood. If you're in college, you can go to your university health center. The major forms of birth control are barriers such as condoms, chemicals such as pills, physical such as the IUD, the implantable device. There are other versions that are, there are implants in women's arms that are, again, hormonal birth control, chemical birth control. There's a lot of options out there. There's even more permanent options such as vasectomies or tubal ligations that will leave you supposedly, in most cases, incapable of conceiving a child. If you're younger, those are not going to be available to you, and instead we're going to focus on condoms and chemical or hormonal birth control. That's going to be the primary option that is available to you. After you are familiar with the different kinds of birth control, start a conversation with your partner and ask her what kinds of birth control she wants to use. What is she already using? Maybe the two of you are using condoms. Condoms are great, but with human error, they're only about 85% effective. So you want to back them up with another form of birth control. The most popular form of birth control is the pill. So ubiquitous that it literally got the name the pill. Hormonal birth control is awesome. I was on it for myself for 10 years between the ages of 16 and 26. Then I switched to the IUD, and now I do natural family planning, also called the rhythm method, because I know a lot about my body. I know a lot about sex. I'm able to make decisions based on that. But before, when I used hormonal birth control, I used different kinds, I used different styles. I had a great relationship with some and not so great relationship with other. Hormonal birth control is an awesome option for most women. Now, one of the cool things about hormonal birth control or the pill is that it is now available through online subscriptions. I want to tell you about one such company. It's called Nurx, N-U-R-X. And they do a hormonal birth control. Actually, they do all different kinds of birth control. You can actually go onto their website, you pick out the form of birth control, or you can get a doctor to help you figure out what's the best type for you. You answer health questions, you answer your demographics, you complete your order. They can bill your insurance. Often, hormonal birth control comes out to $0 per month if you are insured. And if you're not insured, the cool thing about Nurx is that they can start at $15 a month, which is incredible. Sometimes birth control can cost as much as $50 a month. So I highly recommend that you check them out. If you do decide to sign up with Nurx, go to getnurx.co/Caitlin, C-A-I-T-L-I-N. And then the last step is offer to help in whatever way feels best for you. You can offer to help by reminding her to take her pill or by offering to pay half or all of her birth control costs. Even if they're only $15 a month, that's still money that you could be helping her with, right? And it's kind of an unfair thing to put on her when you could be splitting it. Or if you're not using a hormonal birth control, be the person who's always responsible for keeping condoms around. Go to the store, bring condoms, get condoms, put them in the house, put them at her house, put them at your place or your dorm room or wherever. Take some form of responsibility so that she's not shouldering all of the weight of birth control. That's going to make you feel more confident as well because you're taking charge. You're demonstrating leadership. You're, being the man in the relationship in a really strong and powerful way that lets her know that you care. Like, I once had a boyfriend who would ask me all the time if I took my birth control pill. I took it at like 9 p.m. every night because you have to take it at the same time every day. So I would take it at 9 every night, and he would text me even if we weren't around, or he'd literally we'd be hanging out ready to go to bed, and he'd ask me, "Did you take your birth control?" And at first I was really annoyed. I was like, "Why don't you trust me? I'm a responsible adult. I got this." But then I realized that was his way of showing me that it mattered to him too and taking responsibility for avoiding an unintended pregnancy. And when I realized that, I was like, yes, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for reminding me. And there were plenty of times where I did forget to take it, and he totally saved my butt. And I was really, really grateful about that. So now I promised you I was going to tell you the 5 magic words that make this subject, birth control, contraception, etc., a little sexier. And those words are, this matters to me too. Men, if you want to know the secret sauce, seriously, to making women feel safe, to helping them to reach orgasms, to making them want to have sex with you, this matters to me too. lets her know that you care, you're there, you're taking responsibility, you are a man and not a boy. I can't think of something sexier to say when it comes to birth control. Even if she says back to you, nah, man, I've already got it, thanks so much, etc. Just hearing those words is like liquid arousal, sexy honey to my ears. Remember, if you choose to sign up for Nurex, use getnurex.co/Caitlin, and that will help me out. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video. I really appreciate it. I hope that this gives you everything that you need to feel confident in dealing in these complicated matters of contraception.